Welcome to episode 80 of the Enterprise Excellence podcast. I'm Emily Jevons, coming to you from Brisbane, Australia. This is our fourth bonus episode of 5, focused on how to sustain and achieve an enterprise excellence journey and transformation. Today's topic is senior leadership, unity and commitment, why it is vital to gain senior leadership sponsorship. These 5 short daily episodes are part of our Enterprise Excellence Academy and Community launch. Our Academy and Community are dedicated to educating and helping organisations sustain and achieve an excellence journey to create a better future. Our first community meeting is on April the 28th, 2022. We mistakenly gave the wrong date in our first part of this mini-series. So just confirming that April 28th is our first virtual meeting. We have Dr. Morgan Jones as our world's expert, who will be presenting on how to measure, audit and sustain a change journey. He co-authored the book Why Bother with Chris Butterworth, and we are so pleased that he is joining us on that first meeting. We're running the community meetings on a Thursday morning, once a month, from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. So that first hour of the meeting, we'll be chatting with our world's experts, asking them questions and hearing their expertise directly. We're so lucky to have this direct access to the experts in our field. The second hour of every community meeting will be focused on helping one another overcome challenges in our own journeys. Our purpose for the community is to learn directly from our world's experts each month and to help one another sustain energy and direction. We're also running a competition for our listeners and our clients during the month of March, where you can go into the draw to win a place on one of our Agile certified training courses. This could be in either our combined Product Owner and Scrum Master course, or in the Agile Scrum at Scale course. We're so grateful to be able to offer this opportunity to one of you. We'll be drawing the winner at the end of March. To enter, just reach out to us. You can find us on our website, theenterpriseexcellenceacademy.com, and contact us. You could email Brad or I directly. Brad's email is bjevons@iqi.com.au and I'm ejevons@iqi.com.au. Or you can find Brad on LinkedIn and shoot him a message there. Just reach out to us and we'll pop you in the draw to win that great prize. We'll draw the lucky winner at the end of March and we'll let everybody know who that is. Thanks again everyone, we truly appreciate you. So Brad, let's chat about the unity aspect first. Why is it so important that senior leaders unite as a team?
Well, the ultimate thing is that they are the key stakeholders of the journey, and key to its success, really. So many studies time and time again have found this. And the first thing I'd say about unity is that as a team, you need them to be exuding the behaviours you're trying to achieve throughout the organisation. Mm-hmm. So the first part of unity is, what's their unity as a team? Are they a team? Are they connected? Are they all working together to strive towards the utmost meaningful, challenging goals and vision of the organisation? Are they demonstrating the behaviours that are in your excellence model that you want to achieve? Mm-hmm. And are they doing it together as one unit? Which I guess for a change agent or a business improvement manager, you may think it's hard to be able to alter that. But the key is to get connection with as many of them as you can, if not the CEO or the board even, and try and understand and help. I'm sure the CEO of that team, he or she, will want to get high performance out of their team and get that unity and that connection. Mm-hmm. There's also paths with using external parties and consultants to help, of course.
Yes. Yeah.
But that's the first part of unity, and there's probably whole episodes we could do on that.
Yeah.
There's whole books been written, tons of them, on that topic.
Yeah.
Patrick Lencioni is one of the best. But the other part that is then important is really buy-in to the excellence model, and that they own it and really connect to it. Mm. And that's that whole part of unity. They're such important stakeholders, every one of them, that the first thing is to really get their commitment, their connection to it. Now, involving them in the development of your own way and your own approach. And it's really going to help play that out.
So is this, you're sort of talking if the excellence journey is done by a layer under that top layer? Like they have to go to the top layer to get there? Or
well often...
I'm confused.
Often the way that these type of journeys will be rolled out is that someone, senior leadership team, will say, we want to roll out lean or we want to roll out agile, and they'll give that to someone to go do. Right. And every now and then they'll check back in on them.
Right.
But really they don't truly understand the journey, they don't truly own it. It's that team's job to go do it.
Yes.
And that's where it starts to fail, because it's really not owned by the senior leadership. And the senior leadership, through their behaviours, are driving other behaviours through the organisation. Because what they are focused on and what they're saying to their people and getting their people to measure and talking to them about and driving them on is ultimately what's going to drive behaviour in the organisation.
Yes.
Not what the lean team's doing or the quality team or the safety team or the environmental team. Yeah, they're going to have an impact, but the major impact comes from that command and control, that line of command from down. And that's where, if they're not committed to the journey and really understanding that they've got some critical parts to play, they're ultimately, it's going to be fragile. Yeah.
Yeah, in agile terms, that team is called the...
Executive Action Team.
I love it, it's EAT, the Executive Action Team. And it's really clear the way that Jeff describes what their purpose is. And it's, I can imagine it's quite a different sort of way of working as a team.
It is,
Yeah.
it is, because there's the two parts to it within Agile Scrum at Scale. There's the part which is, there's the Executive Action Team, which is all, ultimately about achieving the vision and goals of the organisation, and also overcoming impediments, or eating impediments as Jeff terms it, because they're called the Executive Action Team. It's that whole execution action. But it's important to note that a big part of their job is to overcome impediments that the Scrum teams or the teams in the organisation are suffering and can't handle themselves.
Yeah.
And then there's a meeting sequence that also comes out of Agile Scrum at Scale that plays out to this, which is all around strategic and cultural alignment and adaptation. And that's the executive meta scrum and cycle, which is all about this review, reflection, adaptation, but also this really tight focus on customers and also strategically. And that sort of really plays into the two things that you really need the executive to be committed to.
Yeah.
And also owning. So ultimately, you want them committed to the operating system that's been created, and you want them to really understand it quite deeply. In companies like Toyota and Panasonic and others, the senior leadership have come from people escalating up through the organisation. So they naturally understand their operating system extremely well. But they've also got this culture still where it's not about telling people what to do. It's about inquiry and PDCA thinking, getting people to think. So I think that's important. So in essence to it, that's the first thing. But the other two key things they actually need to own. It's not like someone else can do this. They need to own it and keep improving it and making it great, which links back really to what Jeff Sutherland's come up with. The first is strategy and cultural deployment. And that whole review and reflection and adaptation system, which is the meta scrum. And also ultimately really driving to achieve the goals, but overcoming impediments that rear up to them. So they need be really good at that execution rhythm. Basically, meetings of execution need to be connected from the front line to them, and they own that as much. So you can nearly see it as a loop. There's a loop down one side that they own the strategy and cultural deployment system to deploy and help everyone create their vision, their goals, their purpose, and their focal points to achieve the plan above them, and as it goes right down to the individual. And then there's this other loop back up, which they need to own how well the meeting rhythms work up through their organisation to be able to have impediments come up quickly if they need to and get dealt with, and ultimately execute towards the goals.
And I remember hearing Jeff say that one of the companies he worked with actually had a measure for that executive action team of impediments.
Yeah.
So they had like, I can't remember what the number was, but say 3 impediments must be raised every week.
Get up to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they're not getting those 3 impediments, why are they not getting it? Coming back down to kind of fix up why they're not reaching it. It's critical for improvement.
Yeah.
And getting rid of waste.
Now, and if a senior leadership team does not own those systems of strategy and cultural deployment, but then also adaptation, regular rhythm of meetings and adaptation that needs to happen, and they don't own really getting that connectedness from frontline to top to be able to execute through some sort of high performance meeting process like Scrum or a huddle rhythm, and they're not really sweating getting impediments up and truly seeing that impediments are getting removed and people are really heading towards their goals rapidly, there's a challenge.
Yeah.
And I've seen where organisations just don't have that rhythm, and I've also seen where they see it as someone else's job to get that rhythm, but ultimately it can't work with it being someone else's, because it starts at the top to drive those patterns and behaviours that are needed to make that happen.
Yeah.
And there's one other key element they need to be great at to sustain an excellence journey, and that is, the term for it is Gemba, or leading from the front. Mm-hmm. Their capability at truly understanding, those systems of strategy and cultural deployment execution we just spoke about, but also the broader operating system, and being able to go to the front line and walk, listen, see and learn, and from that learning make adaptation. Maybe they need to go back and coach a leader in a development area to help that leader grow. It may be there's a glaring impediment that's found that actually is not rearing up, and they need to understand the root cause of why impediments aren't flowing up. It might be that they see a team where they're not dealing with impediments, and learning, okay, so why, and doing a bit of root cause, why aren't they overcoming impediments? Mm-hmm. And then it's another PDCA cycle, but it's a PDCA cycle where leaders are leading where we ultimately create value for customers, and that's at the front line.
Yeah. And
this can also be out with customers and running this sort of leading from the front with customers at times, and also with suppliers. Mm-hmm. And really understanding that extended value stream, as it's called.
Yes, yeah.
And that's extremely powerful.
Yeah, great.
So that ownership needs to be there. And if you can't get that ownership in the senior leadership of those key systems and get them doing it in a systematic way, where it's not just ad hoc and all over the place, a journey's going to struggle.
Why wouldn't senior leaders be thinking this way and operating this way, more holistically, leading from the front, kind of supporting teams and making improvements in their business?
It's well, a few things. It could be they just haven't seen or learnt these techniques that a lot of our world's largest, most successful organisations use. Mm-hmm. It could be that they're caught in the whirlwind of noise. And when you don't have these systems running well, leaders can still get impediments, but they can get every impediment.
Right.
Even the smallest little problem can end up in their lap.
Yes.
Because you don't have that execution at every level, and everything's going to the leader, so it could be that. Mm-hmm. It could be that a leader isn't really systematic, so they struggle to get these sort of systematic elements going. Like, it's got to be a process. There's got to be some measures to it. There's got to be some. If you don't have that, you can't do PDCA. If you can't do PDCA, you can't get better.
Yeah.
So typically leaders might ad hoc try these things and they don't really work, so they just give up on it and just go back to what they've always done.
Yes, yeah.
And there's probably another 10 reasons. Main advice, do root cause and involve the senior leadership in the root cause so that they can learn when something's broken. Yeah. It's probably the best advice I can give to a practitioner who's trying to get these elements going, is to, conduct root cause and help. And hopefully your organisation has a culture of quality and root cause analysis already. But if not, if you can do an event with a leader and let them answer the questions of why and delve into it, they can still have amazing insights from it. Yeah. Okay, so
This episode is Senior Leadership Unity and Commitment, and really we've spoken about that it's vital to have senior leaders on board, not for them just to delegate to a team. We need to have the senior leadership kind of united, and they need to have this loop of cascading and then lifting the impediments up.
And execution towards the goals.
Yeah.
At all levels, yeah.
Wow.
And then leading from the front. That's another key aspect, because there's no better place to learn. But it's also, there's a lot of skill that comes with that too. But that's a whole new topic, is leadership's capability at coaching then, and helping people adapt and evolve, or themselves actually learn, adapt and evolve based on what they learn.
We've got a great episode with Michael Bremer about going to Gemba. So check that out if you want a bit more info. And I think he's coming on our community too.
Hopefully, yeah. And his book, Leadership Gemba, is a really short, sharp, great read. He's such a humble, amazing guy too.
Yeah.
But that's what I think with the community, we will each month get one of these world experts in to talk to us for a half hour, an hour, and for us to ask them questions. And we have got a set structure for it we're looking to run, but we will adapt based on the feedback we're getting from different team members.
Yeah.
And so the community is really for those practitioners out there. It could be you're an operations leader, or a HR, people and culture, or a lean or business improvement lead, or safety or quality lead, and you want to join a community to really help this constant conversation and run PDCA every month yourself. So we're going to use the Agile Scrum at Scale techniques to really allow us to basically practice a lot of what we spoke about today, but to keep our journeys going and truly achieve excellence over the longer term.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Such a specific goal that we're going for in the community, and it's going to be good to get it started.
Yeah.
Next month.
Yeah. Should make a good outcome. It's particularly a needed topic out there. No one's doing this at the moment, and it's really critical to truly making these things stick and not just wasting everyone's time. Like the amount of time and effort and money people would have put into transformations and deploying excellence journeys for them just not to stick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah.
And I've seen it and I've been involved in it.
Yeah.
But hopefully with this community and the podcast ongoing and everything else we're doing, hopefully we help more people and organisations truly sustain excellence journey and transform and achieve great things for themselves, others, and the planet. Yeah. So for anyone thinking of joining, just please note, Emily and I are very passionate about that broader, holistic, continuous improvement and innovation culture. And I think most people are nowadays, but so I know that anyone that joins, there's not many that aren't trying to make things better for our generations to come, which is everything that we're about. So it should be fun.
Yeah. All right, on that note.
Thanks, Emily.
Thanks. See ya. Jeff Sutherland often talks about the scene in The Matrix where Morpheus offers Neo a red and a blue pill. The red pill to enter the Matrix, the blue pill to go back to sleep. It's one of Brad and my favourite movies, The Matrix. Such an eye-opener. Unfortunately, most organisations and people trained in Agile or Lean Six Sigma take the blue pill and go back to sleep after the training, back to the way things have always been. Dr. Sutherland and his team have set up the Agile Education Program and community to help more organisations and people take the red pill and enhance their organisation's culture of continuous improvement and innovation. Jeff himself sees a community as a key factor and has asked us to set up a similar community in the Asia Pacific region. We're thrilled that he asked us to, and our first community meeting is on the 28th of April at 7:30 a.m. Don't forget to enter our competition during the month of March to win a place on one of our Agile certified training courses. This could be either in our combined Product Owner and Scrum Master course or in the Agile Scrum at Scale course. Both are fab courses. We'll be drawing the winner at the end of March. All you have to do to enter is reach out to us. find Brad on LinkedIn, email him or I on bjevons@iqi.com.au or myself, ejevons@iqi.com.au. Or you can also contact us on our website, theenterpriseexcellenceacademy.com. Just reach out. Good luck, everybody. We'll let the lucky winner know at the end of the month. Thanks again, everyone, and bye for now.